folks, Big Woodsman here. Today we're going to take this log, this ash log, and we're going to square it and turn it into beams with the chainsaw mill. So stay tuned, see what we get into. So today we're going to take this log and we're going to quarter saw it and put it into 4 beams. So the first thing we do is we set our ladder up. You saw that in a previous video. If not, go back and watch that. That'll show you how we're going to cut this log. First thing we're going to do is take the top slab off to give us a nice flat bearing surface to square our timber to. So we're going to go ahead and make that cut. So now that we have our first face nice and flat, the next thing to do is to rotate it 90 degrees, square it, put our ladder back on, and then we can cut our second bearing surface. So the next really important thing that we have to do is when we put our ladder on for the next cut we need to make sure that it's exactly 90 degrees to the first flat surface. And that way our beams, when we cut them, are going to be perfectly square. So the best thing to do is get out your large framing square, hold to the side of the log, and then as we put our first screw in, we can level this ladder exactly to this bearing face right here. So let's go ahead and do that. So we've gone ahead, we've cut our first surface, we've mounted our ladder on the top side, ready for our next cut. We've squared it with the level, 90 degrees to this nice surface. So we're going to cut the next one, and then we'll have 2 perfect bearing sides. We're going to keep rolling the log and keep doing that until we have an exact square beam. Once we have the square beam, then we're going to dissect it into 4, so we can actually quarter saw it into 4 perfect square beams. So there you have it, folks. We've taken our log, we've cut all 4 sides to make sure we've got an exact square. When we set our ladder on, we measured the thickness of the log, set one end, went to the other end, we squared it, we set the thickness to make sure we had the exact even the whole length of the log. That's very important. Another little tip and trick that you want to do when you're using your ladder when milling a log like this is when you screw your ladder on, make sure you keep the edge of your ladder right even with the edge of your log. That way the bars in the saw will run right down the edge of the log and you'll stop that chattering. You might have saw that in the video. We figured that out. That's a nice tip moving forward. So we have our log, it's 12¼ inches wide. We want to split this right in half now to make 4 equal beams. So we've set our saw for 6 1/8 and we're going to run this right through the dead center of this log and split it into 2 pieces. there, now we take our beam and we've sliced it directly in half. As you can see, now we've got a 12 by 6 inch piece of timber. Nice solid piece of timber. That solid ash, our new saw just sliced through that like it was butter. Beautiful that we got that new saw running. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set this up on edge and we're going to slice this in half again. So we've technically got quarter sawn 6 by 6 beams. So there you have it, folks. We've taken our log, we've squared it off on all 4 sides, we've turned it into 6 by 6 beams by basically quartering it. So we've got some nice beams that are going to be legs for our harvest table. So if you're looking to make some material, big beams, lumber of any dimensions, hopefully this video helps you. Your imagination is the limit on what you can build with these. So as always, there's life out there in the woods. I'll see you out there in it.